What's going on, y'all? Live from Houston, Texas, here to solve your immigration problems and hopefully prevent them from even happening. If once you start tuning in, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I always think it's interesting how far the channel has reached. Now, here today, I can talk about a lot of different things, but ultimately happy to talk about reform in general. Okay, so yeah, they want to change the registry date. Okay, so let's see, let's talk about it. If you have any questions about it, let me know. But really, the main thing that people are suffering that need changes in immigration reform is reducing the backlog. That's a key theme, is reducing the backlog. Okay, we're going to take a look at some things that. Let's see here. Let me pull up. Oh, our favorite person, Speaker Nancy Pelosi. Let's see what she said about immigration reform. Yeah, they just, some of y'all have asked my opinion about this, and my take on it in general is that, look, they can propose a lot of different things, but have they, as they're proposing these things into Congress, introducing into the Senate or House, how many people have they got to agree to it? Okay, so let me see if I can pull up the specific proposal. Okay, on this one. Okay, in the meantime, if you have any questions, please drop it in the comments. Happy to guide you at the best I can. And of course, if for some reason I'm not able to, or maybe too specific for YouTube purposes, welcome to contact us right up here. Our phone number right here. You can speak with our cares team, anyone on the team, and uh, we're open till 7 p.m. Central Time. And but if you're at work and you have a break at work and you don't have time to call in, though, you're welcome to go down to the description box, or if you could probably remember it, our website, greencardguys.com. We do offer free 15-minute preliminary discussion, and I'm happy to share the secret code that can unlock those free 15 minutes for you as a YouTube follower, subscriber. I greatly appreciate it. And let's see, I got my team feeding me some information here that is very important. Let's see. Okay. So, another topic that people are concerned about, of course, just recently in the news, let me see if I can pull it up, is um, is DACA. Okay. What's the heck is going on with DACA? I'm just reading here. Yesterday, a panel of fifth. So, before I go into the specific news, the you might know, but there's the different levels. Okay, you have the federal district court. Okay, most people are familiar with the lower courts and the state level, but in the federal level, district court, that's where we file the mandamus lawsuits, and then above that is the appellate court. Okay, the we call the Court of Appeals, Circuit Court, and then after that is the highest level is the Supreme Court of the United States. So, anyway, yesterday a panel of judges at the appellate level in the middle sent the DACA program back to the district court judge, Judge Hannon, which I believe he's out of the Southern District of Texas. And they wrote here that this is a message from the ALA president, actually, that he just shared yesterday, okay, October 6th, 2022. He said that he thinks that there's little hope that Judge Hannon will rule in favor of the program, despite the fact that it is grounded in prosecutorial discretion, something that every law enforcement agency possesses, has that authority. He said the silver lining here is that the stay is continued, meaning DACA can continue and proceed. Okay. And this means that DACA, specifically DACA recipients, can continue to renew their EAD. Okay. So you want to continue to renew it in case, especially that you have been like your DACA is about to expire, maybe in 3 months or so. I recommend to go ahead and file the renewal applications despite the news, because a stay, the legal term stay means that basically means that the status quo remains the same. Okay, so in this situation, DACA remains the same, that you can still renew. Okay, so this is interesting, right? Because the White House, through the Biden administration, had directed the Department of Homeland Security to propose a final rule on DACA. This is something that could not be done or was not possible for some reason under the Obama administration. If it had potentially, I can't predict, I can't, it's easier to say in hindsight, but let's say like if President Obama's administration was able to finalize the rule about DACA back then in 2012, I believe it was, then potentially it could have saved all this heartache back and forth, especially with President Trump to begin with, on trying to get that revoked. Um, so let's see what the court says. Okay, I see some questions, so I'll take a break on DACA. All right, Coco, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Okay, you and your husband, you're a green card holder, got married in March 22. First, congratulations on that decision. I know it's a very difficult one. So, your husband's F1 OPT expired May 2022, 22nd. Ooh, okay. And you filed for a green card June 22nd. Okay, you're a green card holder though. Okay. Can he work full time when he gets his EAD? This is a wonderful question. I mean, all questions are wonderful, okay? But I like answering this question. One of the most, because I love strategizing, okay? This is why we call ourselves we are the immigration problem solvers. And here's the deal, okay? Coco, is that yes, on paper you can file as you did, okay? It sounds like you filed it in June 22. But here's the deal, okay? I'm assuming, of course, because F1 expired, most likely your husband is here in the United States. Now, this means that, of course, it means overstay. Now, when it comes to when you file as you being the sponsor, Coco, you're the legal permanent resident. You can file the petition. However, when it comes down to the 485, we just had a call about this, I think, earlier this week. My team shared it with me. The 485 was denied. And I'll tell you two reasons why. Number one, because the F1 overstay, you need to, you're already starting to accrue unlawful presence, your husband, okay, Coco? So that's one thing, okay? And the 485, when you file as a resident, it does not automatically waive the unlawful presence. So you need to file a waiver. Okay, it's not a waiver 601A family unity waiver. Some people, and you might see some things online. They call it provisional waiver. There's a couple different names to it, but yeah, you need to file. It's not always associated with people who've entered America without a visa. Okay, without documents. So in this situation, when you file for waiver, that means the default is he has to leave for the visa interview abroad, okay, in the country of nationality. So here's the thing. There's another option. You, Coco, need to apply to become a US citizen. Apply to go through the naturalization process, okay? I don't know. I don't like that word naturalization, but yeah, that's just the word they use in the code in the Immigration Nationality Act. And but basically naturalization means you become a US citizen. So here's the kicker. Because when you become a US citizen, you waive, or it waives automatically the unlawful presence after overstay for your husband. But you have to be a US citizen. And after you become a US citizen, you need to refile the applications, okay? That's just what the code says in policy manual. I'm happy to share it. Let me see if I can pull it up. But in the meantime, you have any questions? So, and I believe I have a video about it from, maybe last year. But if you need to see it, let me know. But let me I know you have another question, but let me see if I can pull up the policy manual here. Okay. Let's see. Okay, USCS policy manual. By the way, yeah, if you're just tuning in for the first time, thanks for coming on and welcome to answer. Drop a question in the comment section, and we do. But if you're returning to the channel, or for anyone, if you enjoy the content, how we share the content, because I know there's a bunch of immigration lawyers out there on YouTube, please, we greatly appreciate it. Thank you for considering us as one of the attorneys to share information with you. We're all about sharing knowledge and seeing if we can provide you any tips or guidance to hopefully avoid an immigration problem like this one. Okay. I wouldn't call this a problem necessarily, Coco, but this is, unfortunately, you would have to refile your case. And here's the deal. I may even recommend you need to speak with our legal team. Okay, Coco, give us a call up here, and our cares team is scheduled for a free 15 minutes. Which, again, if you're tuning in for the first time, we do share the secret code towards the end of the show. We'll probably be on for hopefully another 10 minutes or so. And let's see, policy manual, bar to exception. Well, here's the deal, because I like to share exactly what I'm talking about. I just had it up earlier. Oh, okay, I found it. Okay, so here's a key difference. Okay, if you're filing Coco as a resident, you would be considered, this is a F2A category. This means that, okay, you followed up with something here. F2A category, that means family preference. Okay, which also means this is not immediate relative classification. Okay, you OPT expired, yeah, May 5th. And you got filing receipt on May 25th, 2022, and you joined university. Okay, so your other question. He's currently in uni. Okay, pursuing his doctorate. Oh, great. More power to him. I don't know if I could. Well, I guess I technically got a doctorate, JD. Can he stop uni and when the EAD arrives? So, and your other comment, you got biometrics in July. What are the wait times for AAD approval letters? Finally, you're asking a lot of questions. Thank you. I appreciate it. I don't know if I can answer all of them right now, because ultimately I need to make sure. Okay, yeah, originally said March. So he's back on his F1. Okay, is that what you're saying? That he's maintaining his status? If he's maintaining his status, then okay, yeah, okay. It looks like he's maintaining status, so that's good. But for the folks that um, are in a situation where they have the spouse or yourself have not maintained status, let me share my screen. Okay. I think it's that one. Okay. But I'll get to your questions. Okay, Coco. I'll go into them more detail. There we go. Hopefully, y'all can see that. Okay. So here's the inapplicability of bars to adjustment. So the typical bar restriction from getting uh, adjustment meaning residency, okay, adjustment of status to green card. It's typical when you overstay your visa, right? You unlawful presence. However, when you're a victim of crime or VAWA abuse, or if you're an immediate relative. So it's not only just for spouses, it can include you're a child, unmarried, and under 21, and you have a U.S. citizen sponsoring you, or you're a parent, undocumented parent or foreign national parent, and your sponsor is a U.S. citizen, adult child over 21. Okay, it's weird to say adult and child in the same thing, but okay, okay, yes, he's maintaining status, great. Um, Yeah. So in that situation here, it says you can still, an adjustment applicant applying as an IR, immediate relative, may be eligible, may, to adjust status even if all these things. The short version, I'll explain it right now. Overstayed the visa. You still have had to have entered with a visa, okay, or you've been working without authorization or previously worked without authorization. Those are the two key situations that people ask about whether they can, still continue. But the key thing here is that the sponsor has to be a U.S. citizen. Okay, out of those three different scenarios, the sponsor has to be a U.S. citizen. This also includes people who have um, overstayed a, basically a visa waiver program, because I know a lot of y'all have been able to come here on an ESTA. So, not trying to encourage folks to overstay. Of course, I'm not supposed to, but we have a lot of clients that have been able to overcome that. Okay, so, but now that I know, Coco, that so that was a quick lesson. Coco, you're saying that your husband has maintained status. Then to answer your other questions, appreciate the questions. People, folks, friends, please drop a question in the comments. Appreciate it. Let me know where you're watching from. Always wondering how far the channel's reached. I know it's reached all the way to like the Philippines and China and India. That's for sure. Okay. Hey, Just Guys Biometrics, great, because the wait time, okay. Let me see if I can pull that up. Wait time for EAD. Okay, let me see if I can show that. All right, Olivia, I'm happy to check yours. Olivia, sorry. Tools. I'm sharing this with you so you know how to check as well. You don't always have to depend on a lawyer for this part. Okay. Then go to Form 765. By the way, they are trying to make it a lot faster. It appears, because we've had some clients that got the EAD after filing the pack. We filed the package maybe like 2 months after, which is rare. So because I remember hearing news bulletins that they were going to separate out the process from the advanced parole, the travel document, the 131. The travel document application is what generally has delayed everything. So let's see. Okay, so here's the category. Okay, after you click the form number, then the category. So this is based on a spouse 485 application. Then you click your service center. So Coco, which service center is it? Check you probably don't have it with you, but it would be on the bottom left of your notice, the 797C notice. Okay, but let's just pick one, okay, for practice here. Let's just say California Service Center, which, by the way, friends, okay, well, it shows 17 and a half months. So that's ridiculous. I know, I'm sorry. But let's go pick another one, okay? National Benefit Center. 8.5, okay, great. Nebraska. 17, oh my goodness. Texas Service Center, I think, okay, 15 and a half. And then Vermont, the last one, 10 months. Okay, so the winner, I think, was National Benefit Center. 8.5. Okay, so here's the deal. Okay, we can't pick and choose the service center. I wish that was the case. They just have some kind of internal random assignment. Probably not random, but we don't know exactly, and we can't choose which service center it can go to. Unfortunately, that's just how they manage their own caseload. Okay, so so yeah, it's a strategy call. I mean, you already filed it, Coco, but if for future applicants, it's a strategy call if you want to file the 765 without the 131, if this is for adjustment, because you can apply for all these benefits at the same time. You have that option. Okay, it's not required. Did I answer all your questions? Okay, let's see. So wait times for AAD, I shared that. Approval letters, approval. Again, the approval notice is would be after the interview. Okay, you need the interview, have the interview done, completed, and then that also depends on what's it called, the local office. But let me share my screen again real quick. So if you go to 485, because 485 is the main one for the to indicate, the interview essentially. So let's go family based. So there's a long list because it goes based on the local field office. So Coco, if you're still on, you're able to share what's your local field office. It's not always necessarily the city or town that you live in, but I'm happy to check that. In the meantime, I'll get back to you, Coco, but on average, 12 months. Okay. UK, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Thanks for the love. But speaking of love, if you enjoy our content, smash the like button, please. I appreciate it. Speaking of social media, okay, I do have a request, friends. Our Facebook account just got, or at least my personal Facebook account, I do try to limit my usage, but my Facebook account, my team's personal Facebook account, a couple of my team members who help out with the social media with Ting Law Group have been suspended. All three of us. So if you have any experience with this, we were able. I feel like because it's all three of us, and we're the three that have access to it, that it has something to do with maybe what Teen Law Group had posted that allegedly violated community standards, as they allege. So I have no idea if that's the case. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. They should at least share what post it is that could have violated community standards, so at least I can learn from it. But I feel like we do. This is the first time this has ever happened. I can't even access my personal account. None of my team members can. So if you know anything about this, please share. Text us if you don't mind. We greatly appreciate any advice on this because thankfully YouTube has not stopped me yet. Okay. Hey, Olivier. I'm sorry. I'm assuming that's a French name. Came from Haiti. Okay, so you're in the U.S. with a visitor visa. Okay, that's a good start. And legal entry. In the 90s, you have an approved I-130 through your mom. Okay. You're qualified for 245I. Okay, wonderful. Right? That makes sense because you filed it a long time ago. Your lawyer requested PD to reopen and dismiss. How long will it take? Okay. Which maybe you wrote this. You're in New York. Okay. New York. They have a lot of cases. I'm sure you know, thousands. It'll probably take a while. We've had cases. A bulk of my cases for court are in the Texas region and other states too. But Texas, although Texas does have a lot of cases as well, we've been able to get a response in a month or less, sometimes in a couple days. But what can make your request take longer is if you don't have a court date currently, or if your case is already administratively closed, which I'm inferring it probably was, and then, or if you had a removal order in the past. So those are three main reasons why it might not be because it's not active on the court's docket. Okay, a docket meaning like basically the judge's schedule. Okay, if it's not active, then they're gonna most likely they're gonna take time on it because these government attorneys, Department of Homeland Security, they want to focus on cases that um, put more priority on cases that are active. For example, like if there's a court date in a couple weeks, they want to help get that processed and agree to that. So hopefully that helps. Hopefully your attorney, Olivier, provided, of course, all the documentation proof along with the PD request to Department of Homeland Security. And not to say that you should question your attorney, but a friendly request on the file. Friends, that's why our team. You don't even have to ask, really, like what we filed. Or your case in Miami. Oh, I thought I saw New York. Okay. I mean, I would suspect Miami has way less cases than New York. I don't know. People love to go to the Big Apple. I don't know what it is. I mean, I used to live in New York for law school. Good times, but now I'm back in Texas. What I was going to say. Yeah, so not to say you should question a lawyer, but I have heard of, the benefit. One of the benefits of hiring our team is the transparency. Okay, you can see that all the benefits on our website, greencardguys.com. One of them is transparency, because we've had so many people call us and say, John, I can't even access my documents. The law firm I hired, I can't even reach them, or if I do reach them, they don't want to share the documents. I don't know why that is. Um, if you're a client, you're paying, you should get documents. So we share a Dropbox folder on day one. Okay. At the time you sign the contract. Okay. The same day, not literally the same minute, but the same day. Okay. So, and anything we upload or file, it's all in the file. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay. So it sounds like you live in New York, but your case is in Miami, and it was a removal order through your mom's asylum case. Okay. So yeah, it's definitely going to take a while, and it's probably part of it is probably because the case file itself is probably no longer in that court. Like the actual file is probably in archives, okay, in Virginia. And so, yeah, we have a couple cases like that where if it's so old and there's definitely a removal order in the past or deportation order, it's going to be in Virginia. So, yeah, hopefully that helps. So you're in New York now. How is everything in New York? I haven't watched the news as much lately, but every time I watch the news about New York and it pops up that there's some kind of crime against my skin color. So hopefully it's better now. But thanks for tuning in from New York. Okay, appreciate it. Hopefully that gives you a little more insight that you might not normally read on a blog or something, but that is what we are experiencing along with my colleagues on this kind of situation for PD. So I know it's tough. I know one of our benefits is also to timely update clients, and most lawyers, especially immigration lawyers, are like, well, the request is still pending, so there's really not really an update to share. But in our team, we've talked about this, how to improve the customer service journey for the client, and we realized that even though there's no update, like a literal update from the court or the judge or from any other stakeholder, that clients still want to hear from us. So we're always trying to improve, even if it's automated. At least we want you to know we're working on your case, that we have it on top of our mind. Okay, so I know that's difficult for many lawyers to confess, but it can't be difficult. But that's why we have certain software processes, standard operating procedures, just like in your workplace. There's certain steps to follow to get things done. So, this is a great opportunity. I want to share with you again that we do offer free 15 minutes preliminary discussion. We're going to share the secret code right now for those that are new to the channel. Otherwise, you should know about this already. Okay, here it is. So you can grab the secret code, Green Card Guys. You could have guessed it, but here's also the benefits of our law firm. You have access to attorney. We have fast turnaround. So, for example, we have 3 different plans. If you, again, no pressure, but if you do decide to hire us and we determine that you're qualified for us to represent you, we have 3 different membership plans: Light Plan, Pro, and Max. So they have different services available. Of course, with Max, it's all the services available, like responding to requests for evidence, showing up to your interview if it's in the States, and then each plan has different timing to file your case. This is a goal of ours, okay? We're very intentional. I can say that if you talk to other attorneys, I can't guarantee, but the attorneys I've talked to, and I know a lot of attorneys, they don't guarantee timing to file. So consider that, okay? Ask them. Ask them. You don't have to call us, of course. We're just here to share information, but ask them, when are you going to file my case? This is like a pet peeve for lawyers. They don't like hearing that question. We love that question because we want to share expectations on when you're going to file. We're going to file your case. We have different timeline for different cases. Okay, depending on the case type and what plan. Tabir, I hope I pronounced your name correctly. You have been granted asylum for over a year. How long will? First of all, congratulations, Tabir, that you have asylee status. That, of course, is difficult to obtain. Um, by the way, what's that skyline in your picture, in your profile picture there? I like looking at skylines. I miss New York. Speaking of New York, if you've ever, or Olivier, if you've ever been to the High Line by the Hudson River, yeah, that's what it's called. I keep forgetting some things. Um, yeah, I think I miss that place. Um, how long will it take to get the green card? The great card. That'd be funny if it was actually called the great card. Um, well, you have to file an application. Oh, it's Boston. Okay, cool. Uh, you have to file a 485 application. You may have done that already, but yeah, it's the number 485. You can find that form on the USCIS website. Um, I like to say that, most attorneys won't say this, but most of the forms are straightforward. It has the instructions on there, but at the same time, it can be confusing. But a lot of our service that you pay for our service is customer service, right? It's not just filing the form. Okay, that's just one step in the process. Um, so to be, yeah, hopefully you did file that already because you have to be in asylee status and have continuous presence in America in order to file the 485. Fortunately, there is no deadline for you to be able to file it. Um, but of course, you already met the minimum 1 year, so you might as well file it now. Okay, so hopefully that helps. All right. Did I share the secret code? I sure did. So here's something else I'd like to share with you. TikTok, they haven't banned me yet. Not like Facebook or Meta. Green card guys underscore John. I went for the plunge. Okay. I have a TikTok account, of course, for work purposes to share information with y'all. It's just another way. I'm not always dancing on there. Actually, I don't know if I have started dancing there, but please check it out. I greatly appreciate it. Let's see what else to share with you. Um, yeah, I mean, to the back to the main thing of like this episode today is about my take on reform. I'll go into more detail about it in a recording, but really today I want to share about um, immigration reform. Okay, this is what I think is going to happen. Okay, folks, is yes, the White House, some some Democrats, liberal Democrats will say that, yes, we focus on reform. We want to do it. We care for people. Okay, that's great and all, but yo, can you talk to your moderate Democrats, the folks in Arizona, or Kristen Cinema, and the homie Senator Joe Manchin in West Virginia? Get them on board, because if you can't even get them on board, then how are you going to get the Republican senators on board? Like 10, right? So come on, they really got to negotiate here. Okay, and unfortunately, sometimes that negotiation involves the border wall, the wall. Okay, that clearly is very effective. Okay, if you know me by now, I'm a little bit sarcastic. So um, I mean, all I have to do is look at the news about what was President Trump's right hand man that has been indicted. He had a lot of right hand people that had been indicted and convicted, unfortunately, or maybe fortunately for the safety of America. But anyways, back to reform. So what can we do, okay, to encourage our elected officials to get this going? Okay, you don't have to have status to notify your elected official. You are, even though you're not technically a constituent in terms of being able to vote, if you're undocumented, of course, or even if you're a resident. If you're a resident or undocumented or have a visa holder, do not vote. Do not register to vote. That is very, very bad, okay? Because that is proof that, the government, USCIS, will use against you to say that you claim to be a US citizen. So do not register to vote, okay? We've had clients that we've had to solve the problem. Fortunately, it worked out. But yeah, there's been stories like if you go to the DMV, Department of Motor Vehicle, some states call it Department of Public Safety, to get a license and whatnot, driver license. The clerks working there might ask you, hey, you want to go ahead and register to vote? Which I don't know why they're involved with that. That's nice, but they don't they don't check the requirements. So just in case you're considering it, don't do it. Okay, please, please. That's going to affect you permanently from getting any kind of benefit in the future. That's right. Why? They are yeah, they are playing with immigrants. Unfortunately, it's ridiculous. So, as much as the Biden administration can cry and basically mention, "Hey, Democrat," I wonder which Republicans they're trying to get on board because time's a ticking. Okay, we got midterms coming up really soon next month. Okay, and for most states, and then they have no idea. Whatever proposal is up there, it's not going to pass by midterms. That's for sure. So this is really a play for two within the next 2 years. Okay, so you need to know this because there could be some, we're just trying to be straight. I know I've had some quote unquote hate mail say, how come you're not telling me how come I'm not as hopeful? I'm just telling you straight. That's just how it is. It's been like this for 20 plus years. It's ridiculous. So um, just because I propose something doesn't mean there's enough people, enough votes to get it passed. If there were enough votes to get it passed, it would have been done by now. But 20 plus years later. So what am I trying to say here? Our action item. Okay. This is a phrase I use with my team. What can we do as a community? Okay. To possibly help move the needle? You have to notify your elected official. Okay. Write a letter to them or email. Okay. Typically, it's going to be the staffer that works for the politician, elected official that's reading this. Flood their inbox. Call them. Tell them you're resident, not a resident of the U.S. necessarily, a resident of their district or where their area. Okay, I think we call it district. Yeah, of the voting area. So you need to tell them that immigration is important to you. Okay, you can, even if you're a U.S. citizen, you want to talk about your neighbors, your friends, your coworkers. Please help get involved to help move the needle because we just want to bug the heck out of them. Okay, legitimately. Okay, and to let them know immigration reform is important to them. So this is what I'm going to do. I don't have it ready right now, but I'm going to create a list. All right, let's help each other. I'm going to create a list, my wish list. My wish list is so long, but hey, it's probably at least 20 plus requests that needs to be changed in immigration law. But if at least 5 of them can be changed, which at the very minimum means that it can include a lot of people to get some kind of status. Look, this is about giving you a chance to live with more freedom. Okay. Of course, just being in America, you have some kind of freedom comparatively from maybe your where you lived before. But of course, if you can become resident and then become a U.S. citizen in the future, then of course you have a lot more freedom. I have so much to say about freedom, but in terms of and more tips about the differences there. But any more questions? I think that's a wrap then for today. Wow, it went a little longer than I usually do. Sorry, yesterday I just the schedule was so packed I wasn't able to come on live yesterday. But my goal here today is Friday, October 7th. My goal is to go live every day at 11:30 Central Time. There could be a couple of days I might have to tune in a little bit later because of work items to get done. But thank you so much for tuning in. In the meantime, if you have any questions, here's the secret code again. Okay, on the bottom ticker, but you can call our number right up here. Okay, 720-740-4247. We'll be happy to help you. Our cares team will answer any questions they can, but of course, they're not lawyers. So ultimately, if you have a legal question, they'll help you schedule an appointment with our team. It may not be with me. Unfortunately, I have to focus on cases and a lot of other things with business management. So it might not be with me. Uh, you're welcome, Coco. Appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in. But our team, our associates are more than qualified. I would hire them, of course, with my own case if I were a foreign national or sponsoring someone. So, but of course, if you definitely need more time than 15 minutes, then we do have a box that you can select in there. Okay. You're welcome, Y. Appreciate it. Have a great weekend, y'all. Okay. And until next time, friends, take care.